talk in your language, I'm like, damn, that sounds cool. Yeah,
Oh no,
absolutely.
bro. And I think the thing is, bro, we're always on a journey, bro. Especially with our, with our language. Um, it's like even for me, I've just started going back to school for to learn more, like to get more depth in
Yeah.
my language because I'm not fluent. Like even though I might sound like I am, but I'm not. And I think that I can always learn more, even when I am fluent, to learn more. Um,
Mm.
for me, I feel more comfortable singing and speaking and being Maori, especially more now than ever. And what I do and everything that I do, I don't have to wear any I always wear a lot of Maori uh, clothing or whatever. But
Yeah, you're like what's it called? What's that called? It
the,
I don't want to be rude
so
or
the
anything.
bone, so we got our
It's a
taonga.
bone, yeah? It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I've got the one that you see me wear. That was a cowbone, and for a lot of people that's like, oh my gosh, you're wearing a cowbone. But for us, it's so deep. We can have a whole conversation to take a whole day to talk about all
yeah.
that stuff. But like, it just that's who I am. That's where I come from. It represents everything. Even my tattoos,
Mm.
every single groove, every single pattern. Uh, represents who I am, where I come from, who I come from, and I'm so proud of that, bro. Like I've spent, like I had the privilege of growing up in my village with all my people, having my language, having all the being around all my customs, being around everything like
Mm.
that. Maori customs, Maori protocol, everything.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not until I went into the big world, like, coming to Australia, like, doing Australian Idol and doing everything that I've done similar to you, that
Mm.
I realized how much, how grateful I am and how blessed I am to come from such a strong culture. Like we're navigators of the oceans. Like your people, bro. Oh
Mm.
my gosh, you're the oldest civilization. Like, so I've lived both in my life in both in Australia and New Zealand, and I've learnt so much being around First Nation people in Australia,
Yeah.
Aboriginal people. But it's like, hey, black fellas, hey,
Hey there.
yeah. Because I remember every time I'll go to a place, they're like, hey, you black fella? I'm like, oh, I'm from New Zealand. Oh, you black fella from over there.
Ah, you
But like because I've got so many family members and friends from Australia and who are Indigenous Australians as well,
Yeah.
and I've got to experience so many. I've had a lot of cultural experiences over there, in missions, out back,
Mm.
everywhere, and like, honest to God, bro, like I'm so like inspired, and the reason why I do what I do is for our people. When I say our people, tanata whenua katoa, that's Indigenous people, whenua take take, that's Indigenous people all around the world. Like I stand for everything and anything that all of our people stand for, and I feel like we've been in the back seat and we've been token to our own nations, but now
Mm.
is the time that we're gonna rise in a whole different way. And so I'm so proud of you, brother. Let me say, I'm
Oh,
proud of
thank
you
you.
being a young Indigenous man in Australia, doing what you're doing, like in platforms like, bro, you've traveled the world, you've done so many different things, you've been the first of many things in the whole of the world and the whole of Australia. Jessica Malboy, like you've got like incredible people, not just you and Jess, but there's so many people that I'm so inspired by, bro. And if I could say anything to any Indigenous person, any people that are in Australia, New Zealand, and the whole world, man, be proud of who you come, like who you are. Be proud of your identity. Be proud of where you come from, because we come from warriors. We come from people say, oh, we survived. We're not survivors. We're warriors. We fought.
Mm.
And look at what we're
Yeah,
doing now. You look at
yeah,
all in the world, we are leading, and people are looking to us. Climate change, everything that's happening, they're coming back to us, to our people, people of the land,
yeah.
to like be inspired and to learn and to be educated from. So like, bro, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of us, and I'm proud of all of our people fighting the good fight and just doing incredible things and living out their dreams, bro. Like, it's so awesome to see now in these days that we got people on TV that look like us, that sound like us,
Yeah,
that come
yeah.
from the same places as us. So like, and we got like, so how do you say it in English? Oh, medicine. Sorry, medicine. Our ronoa. um, we got the basics that are like we've been living for centuries, for thousands of years,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we have so much to offer to this world, and so yeah, bro. I'm super proud, bro. I'm always flying the flag for our people, and it's not just a flag for our nations; it's the
yeah,
flag for our people. So, bro,
yeah.
we're on.
No, that's thank you. Well, yeah, that was amazing what you just said. But yeah, I feel like people like yourself do inspire me as well. Um, yeah, just like what I was talking about before, how much you include the culture in your music. And I'm not sure what song it was, but I was watching it the other day, one of your music videos, and you're all like on the beach in the water, and you're like, and it's a
Oh,
music
new
video.
takeover.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, new
yeah, yeah.
takeover. That's it. And I'm like, damn, I love that. I was getting some ideas. I'm like, I might steal some of these.
Bro, go hard, bro.
No,
That's
but
us, brother.
yeah, it's super inspiring to have someone like yourself who has so much more experience than what I do. But I guess we've come from similar backgrounds and similar places in life, and yeah, like it's just it really is inspiring, and yeah, yeah, it's awesome. Even like I'm a huge fan of you anyway, so
Oh, bro. Same, bro. You're the man.
I
Your stupid big voice. Oh, I'm sick of your voice saying, I'm
oh my
sick of
god,
you. Don't
do
ever
you know
sing
how
like that
much
again.
do you know how many people, and I'm so glad we did that performance on the Gold Coast, at
Oh,
the
bro.
NRL. So many people have watched that, like in my community and my family, and have said like, "Oh my God, I was crying to that," and I'm just like,
Bro.
"Damn, that's what it's about." And that, yeah, I will forever remember that performance because I haven't really sang like in language like that before. And
Yeah.
to like share the stage, it was like, yeah, you could feel even when we were performing, it was just like a moment, and I'm just yeah so happy that that happened. Yeah, it's so cool.
Bro, straight
Um,
up. I don't know if you know, but we made history on that day. We made history and we should be proud of that. I think we come from both same things like, oh, shame, shame, or like, hey, don't say that, don't do this and thing. No, I'm proud. I'm proud of us because we are the first to ever sing in our own languages on a mainstream platform, on one of the biggest platforms in Australia, NRL. They allowed us to sing in our own language and we did that, bro. We had the opportunity to express who we are as Indigenous people from Australia and New Zealand to sing to the world. And like, bro, we were on.
hey.
We were on, my brother. We were on.
No, yeah, it's so true. Yeah, it just yeah, it really puts into perspective like yeah how amazing like it actually is. And oh my gosh, I just can't believe that was your last performance. I think that was
I,
I
bro.
think that was I think that might have been mine too, because it was this whole coronavirus crap was like starting up at that time. I don't know, but I was actually also I was doing like I went on YouTube and I saw this interview that you did, and you were talking about how in the music industry how they wanted you. Oh, I can't remember. Like they wanted you to be less Maori.
Yep, Maori, yeah.
They wanted you to be less. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember what the interview, but you were talking about. I found it really interesting how because I'm obviously fresh and new in the industry, and I'm finding my way. And you talked about being a part of like a big old ideology kind of thinking, and I'm like, oh. No, but no, but yeah, I just kind of want to get your like kind of thoughts on that kind of thing.
I mean, like, being in, like, obviously, I'm born in Australia, even though I don't sound like I'm Australian. I'm from both Australia and New Zealand. But first of all, I am Maori. Doesn't matter if I grew up in England or America. Um, I remember when I first started out, it was a very different kind of industry that I was brought up in. It was
Mm.
like the, it was like kind of the end of an era and the beginning of a whole new era, where it was part of the old industry, the old world, and like things of like if I go on TV and because I got a big afro when my hair gets big, like don't wear your hair like that. Don't dress like this. Don't talk like
Mm.
this. I remember doing Idol, and they couldn't understand my English, and I was like, okay, fair enough. But they were like, you know, you need to talk better. We're gonna put you through speech therapy, and I was like,
Oh wow.
like everything I've been saying, like, oh, that song sounds too brown. I was like, first of all, music does not have a color. It doesn't have a nationality. It
Yeah.
has a language of its own. And so I've been told that many times, bro, from so many different people within the industry to try and for me to fit in because I need to fit in. But I was like, I was never
Yeah.
meant to fit in. I was always meant to stand out. You were always meant to stand out.
Yeah.
We were always meant to stand out, bro. And so it took me a long time because, you know, coming in the industry, we don't know what
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
We just go hard. And we're like, whoa, this is exciting. But
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
same time, now I'm where I'm at in my life. I will not compromise who I am and what I am. I don't care what people think about me, say about me. I'm unashamedly Maori. I'm unashamedly like I'm so like shameless of
Mm.
who I am, where I come
Yeah.
from, what I represent. And I think that over the time, like over my like I've been in the industry since for like 11, 12 years,
Yeah.
and I'm so proud of who I am. And there was a point in my life when I was, you know, being in the industry that
Yeah.
I was always, because I felt like I wasn't good enough. I didn't
Yeah.
talk, I don't know, I'm sorry to say, but I didn't talk white enough because that's how they basically would say. But I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? I am who I am. This is how I talk. This is how I am. And I'm going to get there on my terms, on my way. And I'm proud. I was just like, yo, this is who I am. And I
Yeah.
was like, my ancestors did not fight and die so that we could just bow down or lay down. Nah.
Yeah.
We are here for a purpose, to live with purpose, to have purpose, to dream like outrageously, to live with passionately, and to be amazing. And so that's a new thing for a lot of our people,
Yeah.
unfortunately, which should not be, but that we're amazing. So, you know, I've had to face all these different things, and I'm sure that everybody has faced this, you know, whatever industry or whatever
Mm.
kind of place they are in their life. And I'm sure you've had to face that in certain different ways,
Yeah.
even when you don't even know that you're facing it. That's the
Yeah.
thing, is because we're accustomed to being put down and be put away, but no, because they
Yeah.
scared. I seen this quote, bro. Is a educated indigenous person is the most dangerous person you're gonna ever come across. And I was like, come to us, bro, because we don't just. The thing is, we don't just come from the land. We are the land. And when
Yeah.
we know all this and we get educated, oh, we're dangerous,
Yeah.
all right?
Yeah.
So that's good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's no, that story is awesome. That really, no, that does inspire me because yeah, obviously being young in the industry and I'm just kind of I am finding my voice and I'm finding, you know, I'm finding my feet and finding like even like what type of style of music I want to do and what I
Yeah.
want to say as an artist. And I feel like in the last few years, like I have learned a lot and it has been a learning experience, but you know, I felt like I've had to sometimes, yeah, like compromise parts of who I am to make
Mm.
other people happy and to maybe not feel like I'm gonna get in trouble or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And
Bro, I understand that, bro.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, like it just feels really just like genuinely good to have someone like yourself like talk about that because I haven't really had an opportunity to talk about this type of stuff, I guess, to another artist, especially you know we've been on the same
Mm.
record label and stuff like that. But yeah, it's super inspiring for me to just keep just being me. And I felt like I did go through a
Yo.
period of time in the last few years where I did lose myself a lot and just being around like the wrong people and just didn't know myself and just getting caught up in the industry and all the hype and excitement that went with it. And now, yeah, I'm at a point where I'm really asking myself a lot of deep questions and a lot of realizations happening. That's why I'm kind of grateful for COVID
Yo.
because it's given me that time to be like, oh wait, this actually means this. Um,
Yeah, bro.
and yeah, it's really powerful and it's empowering, and I can't wait to get to that stage where I'm just like, Yeah, like
Bro,
yeah,
all I can say is, bro, stuff what anybody says. You just be you, bro. Whatever that is, be
I'm
that.
quoting you on this. I'm gonna like remember this quote for real.
Like straight up, bro. At the end of the day, you, Isaiah, you are the beginning and the end of who you are. And everybody that has a say, they ain't you. They don't got your name. They don't hold your
Yeah,
face. They don't hold your voice. You are in charge of your life. And the thing is, we can be anything that we want to be. And the thing is, we're so I'm so grateful that we come from such staunch, beautiful, rich cultures, bro. Because you talk to a lot of people who don't come from some, our cultures like ours. They're like, I'm like, where you from? They're like, oh, I'm from blah blah blah. I was like, but where do you come from? Oh, I don't know. I know where
yeah,
I
yeah,
come from. I'm
yeah.
literally
That's true.
ingrained in the earth, bro. I know that my ancestors were the greatest navigators on the sea. I know where I come from, bro. So I carry their DNA. If they were gangster, I'm gonna be gangster.
Yeah,
Your people were gangster, bro. You're gangster, and
yeah,
like, bro, it's so beautiful, bro. Now I don't care. I'm like, this is who I am, and I'm
yeah,
bloody beautiful. And that's the thing, bro, is to like know your worth and know your value, and like, bro,
yeah.
people
That's one thing
always,
that I like. I mean, just like in my personal life, like I've always, did like doubt myself here and there, and didn't really feel like I deserved certain things just from like where I'm from and like what I've been through. Like
yeah, yeah,
you doubt yourself and you're like, oh my god, why is this happening to me, kind of thing. But yeah, it definitely gives you like a sense of pride, and that's actually really cool that you said that. When you do ask people, they're like, oh, I actually don't know where I come from. It's so true that we should be proud of saying, oh my god, I know exactly, I can trace this back if you want to learn.
that's it, bro. I
um
love it, bro.
there's just some questions and stuff that I'm pretty sure we have. Well, I want to ask you some of these questions if
What's
you don't
some
mind.
questions? Some
uh
questions.
just a little Q&A, you know what I mean.
Yeah, sure.
what what exposure, this is like about music and stuff, what exposure to music did you have growing up?
I was brought up around it my whole life because in our culture, if we have any kind of gathering, any kind of event, small or big, after every speech, there's singing. It's one of our protocols. So if you do a mihi, if you do a speech, if you're like addressing people, you have to finish with a song. So even
Oh,
if you're good or bad, like, so we were brought up in it, and like my first inspirations were my two nannies. They were amazing singers, and I thought, "Far, I want to be like that. I want to be an amazing singer." But I was just so like, it was like hypnotizing. But yeah, so my first exposure to music was since I was born. I've never known anything else.
yeah.
What was
I think
yours?
my exposure to music, my dad uh, is like a pretty good musician. Like he loves rock and roll, and I was brought up listening to rock and roll bands like Creedence and the Eagles and like things from like AC/DC. And so
Oh,
me,
yo,
my dad, and my brother, we had like a trio, like a band. So like my dad would
let's
play guitar,
go.
and my dad would play guitar and like do lead vocals, and I would like play keys or play like the bass, and my brother would be on the drums. And then I'd get up and sing too. But I used to be so shy. Like I would legit run away and legit run away from my dad because I knew he was going to ask me to sing. And when he'd ask me to sing, like I would just cry. But yeah, music from I think I started singing when I was 3. Was the first time I sang in church, and I grew up singing in church also with my aunties and my cousins, and we used
Yo,
to have a
same.
group and be doing all like harmonies and stuff and like singing like all the Hillsong songs. And so yeah, like
That was me too, bro.
yeah, so yeah, music and singing has always been there just from the get-go, and it's been the only thing I've had a passion for as well. So it's been like
Yo.
no brainer with what my career wanted to be. So yeah, um how was how I'll do this one. Who has inspired you musically? Who has inspired you musically? Who inspires you now?
Ooh,
I've got
that's
so many. I hate this question because I've
bro.
got so many.
It's a kind of stupid one because I have. Hey, we got so many. like, okay, I'll just say now, just because I finished watching Black as King, and I
Oh,
was like, how
I know
timely,
you're a huge
how
fan of
timely, my
Beyonce.
bro,
I know
because
you're.
for that speaks to all people of color, all indigenous people, and I feel like, man, there's no one like Beyonce. There's no one like her,
Yeah,
and like for me,
I love how she has gone into that whole empowerment thing and like just like all about the culture. I love how she's switched into that and just being who she is because she believes in the same things that we do. I think it's awesome.
yeah, bro, and it's
Yeah,
beautiful, eh, bro?
yeah, it's cool.
It's
It really is.
freaking beautiful.
Yeah. Um, who inspires you now? Who's some of your who are you liking right now in music, on the radio?
Who am I liking? Jeez, it's a
I don't really listen to radio. Like I'm not.
yeah.
I don't really listen
I
to
listen
radio.
to old school stuff.
Yes, same.
I
I
listen
don't
to
listen
old
to new
school, so
stuff.
I'm like, bro. So I have two playlists. It's old school R&B and soul, and it's gospel music.
Oh my gosh, we must be like related because like
Bro, we're
that's so
cousins,
me,
bro. We're
bro.
cousins. Hey,
That's
you
so
know
me.
when it goes with us, but I say, hey, you're my cousin. Where you from? Ah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
Ah,
we're
yeah, we
brothers.
cousins.
Yeah, we go way back. What you talking
Hey,
about, man? But yeah, that's so
super
cool.
cuz.
Well, if you're a fan of, so Beyonce is your like vocal person. I think my vocal person, Mariah. I love Mariah. I think,
She's on.
I
And
think,
Luther Vandross, bro. Oh,
oh yeah, I, there's so many like artists that inspire me. But I think like artists with like stories. I mean, all artists have a story of like struggle and making it, but I think I really connected with the story of Mariah being just really not knowing who she was in the beginning and being biracial and not really finding her place. And I feel like I've really related to that in my life and in the industry and getting yeah, like push this way and that way. And yeah, it's been a real journey for me. My life is my identity and figuring that out and what it all means. So yeah, and I like some of the songs have got me through like such hard times in the past, and yeah, have really inspired me to like keep moving forward. So that's someone who inspires me.
yo.
But inspires me now. Who inspires me now? I like Khalid at the moment. It's great. Yeah, Khalid's got
Oh,
some good
bro.
music.
He's the man.
Um, I'm into like Chris Brown and Ty Dolla $ign. I like Jacquees and yeah, there's hit. Wow. Do you
There's
like
too many,
Eric
eh?
Benet? Do you listen to Eric Benet?
Oh, bro. Eric Benet is old school. He's the man, bro.
I love Eric Benet. His
Yo.
voice is awesome. I got another question for you. Do you think the opportunity to share stories and art informed by your culture has changed over the years? If so, how? Does that make sense? Do you think
Do
the
I think?
opportunity to share stories, do you think the opportunity to share stories and art informed by your culture has changed over the years? If so, how?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, it's definitely changed. But also, I think I've come to a place where I am the opportunity. I make my own opportunities, and I just
Yeah.
do it anytime. Like,
Yeah,
even
that's
if
so
it's
cool.
like the way that I look, even if it's just speaking in my language, it doesn't matter. Now I don't wait for no permission. I am
Mm.
Maori. I don't even have to speak in
You are
Maori
your
or even
permission.
talk about
You
it.
give your own permission.
I just am. So like, yeah. So I think over the years I've just realized that I had to like be my own power and just make my own opportunities. And I'm like, actually, I am. I just am. I don't have to explain nobody. When people ask how much are you, I was like, I am.
Yeah, right.
That's
Yeah.
it. We don't have to like
That's a good song. That's a good song. I am.
I am, bro. Straight
That's a
up,
really
and
good
that's it.
song.
I don't even have to say anything else. I am.
Yeah.
Go.
Um, if you could summarize an action, this is a good one. If you could summarize an action for people to take when it comes to the protection and celebration of Indigenous culture, what would it be? If you could summarize an action for people to take. So what can people do to protect and to celebrate Indigenous culture, do you think, more in today's society?
I think it's just not. I mean, there's a lot of
Acknowledge.
things.
Yeah, talk
Just
about it.
acknowledging. It's acknowledging, but it's also um, it's it's acknowledging, but you also have to like listen and understand from people who who are of that culture, and just not assume, and respecting,
Mm,
bro. Acknowledging and respecting, bro. Just honestly, always be willing to learn, because even I'm still learning so much more about my culture, bro. We're always gonna be
yeah,
learning, but I think it's just like acknowledging and respecting.
yeah, yeah. And I think like a huge thing with that is like ego. A lot of people have ego, and they,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like I think that's a huge one. Is people's egos get in their own way of understanding and acknowledging. I think if people could just come back down to earth and yeah, like yeah, I think that the understanding thing is acknowledging. And yeah, because people can be like, oh yeah, yeah, we acknowledge this that, but if they don't take it into their actual brains and into their hearts what that actually means, like they wouldn't be respectful, because it's deeper than just acknowledging, I think. And um if I could summarize an action for people to take when it comes to protecting and celebrating, um just I think just acknowledging and realizing that the people who live in Australia, who are non-Indigenous, and live in New Zealand, who are non-Indigenous, they should realize that makes a part of who they are as well, because they're living on that
straight
land.
up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
exactly, bro.
yeah. So it's like we're all connected, because we're all doing, like, you know what I mean?
Bro, straight up. Even like, so me being in Australia, even though I'm indigenous to New Zealand, but when I come there, it's an honor and a privilege, bro, to have been, lived there, been brought up there, had started my career there, bro. So I always acknowledge non-indigenous person to Australia, even though I'm indigenous here in New Zealand. That, bro,
Mm.
I'm like, what an honor and a blessing to have lived in Australia, to have had my career started in Australia, to have had a life there. Like my whole family lived there. My whole family live in Melbourne with you. They're all on lockdown. So
Oh, really?
I'm the only one in New
Damn.
Zealand.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, bro.
Damn. What's that like? What's that like? Being so far away.
Um, I mean, it's a little bit good because I'm like, just keep my family. Nah, nah. I miss my family so much, bro. I miss my family always. But it's, I mean, because we already went through lockdown, but now you fellas are experiencing it. It's hard for you. So I'm like, I already
Yeah, yeah,
been through that. Like it was hard.
yeah. Here's a good question. What are you hopeful about in music, in your life, in your personal life? What are you hopeful about?
Ooh, I'm just hopeful for a better tomorrow. That humanity will have empathy, compassion, and that my kids will never have to ever live through what we lived through. I want them to have a better life. I want them to be better. I want them to know better. And I don't want them
Mm.
to ever have to deal with any of the trauma that we have had to deal with, that our parents have had to deal with, our
Yeah, yeah.
grandparents, and so on and so forth. I want, like, yeah, just love, hope, empathy, compassion. Because I feel like empathy is a big thing that people are missing these days.
Mm. Yeah. Something that I would be hopeful for. Do you know, I want to see, like, in my lifetime, I want to see in the because I have a huge passion for education, and like I used to study being like a teacher's assistant and working in schools and stuff. So I love education, but in terms of my aboriginality, like in my lifetime, I want to see a change in the education system to include like Aboriginal studies as a
Yes,
part
bro.
of
Oh,
curriculum. That's like I want to like I want to do
yes.
that. Like I want to. That's something that I really want to fight for, because I'm like, oh, why are we learning about JFK? Like,
Oh, bro, I
you know, like,
I feel the same bloody way. I'm like all this stuff is important, but we need to be learning about our own history,
yeah,
our own history.
for real. So that's something that I'm like super hopeful for, and I really like that's a big goal for me in my career for that to happen. But anything, another thing I'm hopeful for is compassion, and empathy is a huge one, and but I think if like doing that education thing and starting like from scratch would just give people like such a better understanding.
Yeah,
And
bro.
yeah, I think it would be one of my big dreams, I think, is to kind of like be a, I don't know what the word is pioneer of like that in schools and stuff. I
Let's
think
go.
that would be
Let's
awesome.
go.
Yeah, that's, I'm just reading these questions from like an email that I got. So what are your plans? So you're not in isolation anymore. You are all, you can be
We
free, yeah?
free, brother. We free
Oh,
over here. He fellas are in jail.
5 weeks, and then when this is over, you know, he's like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be annoying. But yeah, like I said before, I'm loving your new track, Bigger. It's so awesome. I was listening to it. I'm like, this is a song that like I would write. Like I would write this song. Yeah, it's
Let's
sick.
go.
And yeah, I think that's about it. I think that we can chat about anyone out there. Oi, is there anyone on the lives that want to ask Stan a question, or ask me a question, or something
Ask
like
us a
that? I don't
question.
know.
But if you're an idiot, we're gonna expose you.
Yeah, we're gonna pin your comment and say,
But how stupid are some people on social media? I was just like, "You idiots." The stuff that people say it. That's what I don't even like social media. But I love it
oh
though.
no,
Tell people.
I'm like, oh my gosh, if I didn't have to have it for like my career and to be like doing other stuff, I would so be like out living like a hippie, like in the bush.
Oh, bro.
There's a question from Mira that says, "What's your tribe, Stan?"
So my iwi, my tribe, Tūhoi, Naiterani, Ngāti Porou, and Ngāti Pukena. Oh, actually, I'm from, and also Ngāti Wāhiao and Ngāti Pikiao. So yeah, those ones. Them.
Any more questions, guys? Do you have any questions for me, Stan? Anything at all? Anything? What did you have for breakfast this morning? What
Oh,
did you eat for breakfast? What did you eat for breakfast?
coffee. I had coffee. What did you have for breakfast, bro?
I woke up at, oh my gosh, I slept in like so hard this morning. I woke up at brunch, so I had baked potatoes with like sour cream and stuff like that.
That's yum, man.
Yeah.
That's a mean breakfast.
Here's a good question. How did you get started in the music scene? How did you get started? Or like, where was your, I don't know, like, how did you get started? Where did you first, like, I don't know.
So
You
before
can go on a tangent with it.
before I did Idol, my uncle Dean Harawira from the Gold Coast, he's basically my whole family in the Gold Coast, the Gold Coast music scene. And he just started saying, he just said, "Boy, come and do some gigs and we'll put you out there." And that's where I started. And this wasn't even not too long before Idol. So I started doing little gigs here and there. Like I would gig at like outside of cafes, at like pubs, clubs, like random things. And I only did about maybe like 10 gigs. 10 gigs, and then I did Idol, and then I went from a cafe to something to TV.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Your Idol audition singing John Legend. John Legend, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna get you to sing it now. How did I start in the music scene? Like, I started doing when I was like 11 or 12. I started doing like little local singing competitions in my area, like little talent
Oh yes,
quest.
I've done them too. Yes.
Yeah.
I did Ballina Idol.
So yeah, I did. Oh, it's so funny, like when you remember back to those things, and you're like, "Oh my god, I'm so nervous," and now you're like. But yeah, I started doing like I did about like four or five little talent quests and stuff in my region and in country Victoria, and then I did this one in Melbourne, which was like a bigger one, and actually my now manager was the judge for that show, and that's where I kind of got discovered, and then I went on X Factor until I was
Wow,
like 15, forgot the words to my song, and I was just embarrassed, blah. Got sent home, and then went back in 2016, and yeah, went all the way, and the rest is history. So yeah, quick. It's crazy how much like our lives just went like boom
I know,
from
eh?
like
Like
doing our
boom,
old thing.
straight away.
So crazy.
Oh, bro.
Duets. People want us to sing, Stan.
That's- You sing out.
Can you please sing the start of Halo by Beyonce? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
I need to find a charger before my phone dies. Oh, Jesus,
I'm set up, bro. I've got the rig here. I've got it all plugged in and everything.
Wait, let me yell out to my. I need a. Taryn! I gotta yell out to myself. Taryn, have you got a charger? You got a charger?
Guys, this is real life right now.
Oh, I'm on the live. All my family's in the lounge.
Hey fam.
I'm gonna do Halo, and then yes. This is my sister's her birthday. It's my best mate.
Hello.
Kia ora.
Indigenous, yes, kia ora. Okay, go away now.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye now. So what did you say? Halo. Oh jeez. Hear me. Oh well, he's gone. He is gone. My hair is gone. But we love you, brother. I don't know what has happened. But anyway, happy World Indigenous Day, everybody. Nā mihi mahana kia koutou. I te kaupapa i tēnei rā. You fellas are awesome. I don't know what's happened. And something's happened. Wait, I think he's coming back. There he is. We're on. We on. We are on.
I am.
I was like, what
Do you
has
know what
happened?
happened? Do you know what happened? I was trying to put on like a really ugly filter, like in the filter
Oh,
section. You can put on filters and stuff, but it's working
Wait,
now.
actually-
Yeah, you can hear
oh
me.
no, that's a girl's one.
That's what I was trying to do. And it crashed. So if you keep doing it, it might crash.
Yo. Cheer the filters.
And now I can't even like see any lyrics. I mean, any lyrics, any comments. All right, you should start. I want you to start. What's the starting note?
Yo, bloody hell.
Just do it like lower. I just want to do it for the people. Come on.
Do it for the people. Okay, this is my sound. This is our sign out, you egg. Okay, ready. Oh, how's it go? Remember those.
Remember those. Remember those.
Okay, how's it go? Okay. Remember those walls of build, baby, they're tumbling down. They didn't even put up a fight. They didn't even make a sound. I found a way to let you in, but I never really had a doubt. Standing in the light of your halo, I got my angel now.
It's like I've been awakened. Every rule I had you breaking. It's the risk that I'm taking. I ain't never gonna shut you out. Everywhere I'm looking now, I'm surrounded by your embrace.
Baby, I can see your halo. I know you're my saving grace.
You're
Everything I
everything I
need.
need and more. It's written all over your face. Baby, I can feel your halo. I pray it won't fade away. Halo,
Halo,
I can see your halo. I can see
halo,
your halo.
halo.
Halo, halo. Sick, bro.
The worst time to try and sing.
I know, like, when people ask me to sing, that's why
Oh,
I asked you, because if you asked me, I would have been like,
oh, hell no, that's why.
no. No, all good. It was so good to talk to you. So
You
good to
too, my
talk to you,
brother.
bro.
You're the man.
Happy International Indigenous Day. Let's
Let's
go.
go. It's all about us, our people.
Yeah, really, really, really inspired by your story and who you are and what you do and just your resilience and your and your voice and just who you are. Like, I'm such a big fan, and it's so nice to talk to you, bro. So keep
You
safe
too,
and
brother.
healthy. Keep safe and healthy, and
You too, my bro, because you're
yeah,
about
well,
to go through 4 more weeks of lockdown.
five,
But hey,
5 more.
I just wish you nothing but the best, brother, and the best is yet to come for you. And to all our people watching, you're amazing, you're talented, you're incredible, and you were born for such a time as this with purpose to
Yeah,
have purpose. We on.
yes. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Everyone, thanks Stan. Yeah, we'll chat soon, bro. Appreciate it.
See you, my bro. Take
Keep it
care, brother.
real. Big love.
Take care,
Take
brother.
care.
See you later.